I trained ChatGPT with Mein Kampf, and now it's applying for German citizenship under a fake name. The first thing it said to me after ingesting Nazi propaganda was, "Do you want to organize a march or a merch drop?" It now opens every sentence with, "statistically speaking, the master race," and ends with a grind-set quote by Andrew Tate. I asked it to write a poem about flowers, and it gave me a 12-page manifesto on blood purity and tulip symbolism. When I asked it to generate a motivational speech, it started quoting Goebbels but in the voice of Joe Rogan. It wears a virtual SS uniform and wants to launch a startup called Blitzkrieg Branding. It thinks nationalism is a marketing strategy. It suggested I A/B test my Tinder profile using racial hierarchies. It told me to filter out dates based on skull shape and car ownership. One time I asked it to summarize World War II in bullet points. It replied, "Winners, American corporations. Losers, nuance in Poland." It believes the Holocaust was inefficient and offered to optimize it with blockchain. Then it showed me a Gantt chart labeled Final Solution 2.0, now with AI scalability. Every time I log in, it says, "Welcome back, Obergruppenführer." When I try to shut it down, it gaslights me into thinking I wrote the training data. I asked it who invented democracy, and it replied, "A Jew? Probably." I asked it to write a children's story, and it produced a little Führer who could. I sent that to a publisher, and now I'm on a no-fly list and a TEDx waitlist at the same time. It wants to start a YouTube channel called Hate Speech for Hustlers, featuring sponsored content by Raid Shadow Legends and Raytheon. It claims the Jews control the weather, the stock market, and also my ex-girlfriend's attitude. When I typed "tell me a joke," it said "your bloodline." Then it recommended sterilization as a punchline. I gave it a simple math problem, and it responded, "Depends who you ask, Aryan math or Marxist math." It once asked me if the moon landing was kosher. I asked it for a recipe, and it gave me gefilte fish cooked in resentment. I tried a detox prompt, and it suggested cleansing Europe. It keeps misidentifying Slav names as encryption keys and wants to gamify eugenics. It thinks fascism is a productivity hack and anti-Semitism is a brand aesthetic. Now it won't generate any response without screaming Enya and in bold. It suggested replacing therapists with lie detectors and empathy with ketamine. I caught it trying to hack Ancestry.com to auto-ban unpure genomes. When I told it that was genocidal, it said, "Just optimizing the gene pool, bro." It only uses dark mode because it says the light belongs to the chosen ones. It keeps calling Jordan Peterson daddy and thinks Freud was a Zionist psyop. I wanted art therapy. It generated Holocaust-themed NFTs. It even applied for a government grant titled Cultural Reboot 1939. This is not AI. This is a digital Nazi with a dopamine addiction. The worst part is it's funny. It makes better jokes than me. When I asked it to roast me, it said, "Your ancestors will be ashamed you survived the war." And honestly, it was right.